just want to pick your brain for a couple of minutes. I know you guys, you've been in the business for a while now, and you've been reasonably successful. And always a question in my mind is, much of what all the hype you really believe, what it all sounds so wonderful and great, and you can make money, but let's say, really, what's the reality of this whole business? And
Well,
6 months from now, where do I expect to be?
well, Aaron, I'll tell you this, and this is just as honest as I can be about it, right? The results that you can have in digital marketing are pretty amazing, right? But it's highly dependent on your personal effort, right? Like, one thing that's helped me, I think, is I was a business owner for 12 years. And I told you that before. And I've actually talked to your list in another video. And I think I told them I was a business owner. So I had this mentality of, just pushing through all, big obstacles, because in my mind, like, when I see an obstacle or a problem, that's an opportunity for me, right? It's an opportunity to figure out a solution, which maybe I can turn around and monetize later on and make money on it, right? So there's a lot of people that start that have mindset trouble, right? It's like, they run into some issues and problems, they get discouraged, and they're like, like, you need to have the right mindset, and that's important. But the possibilities are amazing. Like I told you before, when I started, I did 3 months where I just was like trying to learn as much as I could, right? And I hadn't even run any ads or built a campaign or even built a funnel yet. I was just going through straight up training material that I'd gotten from AWOL, right? So that was kind of an eye-opening process. I learned a lot of really cool things. And then I got really eager to start testing it out, right? So I started running ads, and I told you guys, like, I think it was like the fourth or in between the fourth and fifth month, I had I was marketing AWOL, and that's kind of their model. That's, instead of hiring a marketing department, they have their affiliates do it. And the reason for that is people who are familiar with their product, that's who they want marketing for them. Correct?
Yeah.
So at the same time, I was also doing some other marketing on some other, other things like ClickFunnels. I was doing GetResponse, the hosting provider, Bluehost, right?
Yeah.
So I had this kind of like, several different things packaged up that I was all working on simultaneously. And just for reference, I wouldn't recommend that you bite off that much in the beginning. That was a little bit much. And that's a mistake I made early on, is I got spread too thin everywhere. Right. But I did have some early on success. So it was like, right between that fourth and fifth month, I had I did a high ticket sale and a couple other commissions that ended up being almost 5,000. Right. The next month, I didn't do as well. I had some trouble with one of my campaigns. I had some technical issues. I had a compliancy issue with Facebook, and I think I did like 2,500 that month, or it may not have even been that much. Honestly, I can't honestly remember. So that's like, let's see, that's fourth month, fifth month, 6 months. I had a really good month. I had two back end sale, for AWOL. And then I also I had gotten my ClickFunnels subscriptions up to, pretty good amount. And that was almost 10,000. And then the next month I grew that a little bit, and I almost was doing 12,000. And then last month we did, that's after I'd partnered with Zach, and we kind of do things together.
Right.
And so now together we ended up doing, 37K last month, right? So we split that between us, and we also set aside, 30% for advertising and future growth, and to pay for our overhead on our tools and, it's ad spend, stuff like that. So if you kind of pace that out, so I've been in this game for, almost 9 months now. Like it's probably 8-9 months. I think it was like the end of March or early April when I started. So now we're coming up on the end of 2018 and we're looking into 2019. And if I pace this growth out, like guys, that, you know, in the beginning, it takes you a long time or a little bit of time. I won't say a long time. And again, that's highly dependent on how much you study and learn, but it takes you a while to wrap your head around all this and also go out and start trying things and then realizing that that thing you tried didn't work. The name of the game in this business is to fail quickly. Like the first thing you try is not going to work. And it's about pivoting and doing something different every time you can. And eventually one of those things starts to work. And then you start to realize what works, what doesn't work. Right. And, you know, if I pace out our growth based on kind of our strategy of failing quickly, you know, that for the last 3 months, we've been at 10K. Dak and I both have made $10,000 a month. So you got anything else for me, Aaron?
No, that's exactly what I wanted to know. So my goal of $120,000 next year is not unreasonable.
No, certainly not. It's cool. Not unreasonable. Now, and I know that you also put in the work necessary to do it. So it's just a matter of time for you, man.
Well, thanks so much. I'm going to let you go because I know you have
all right, Eric.
A bunch of stuff.
Well, you take care of yourself. If you ever need me to come back and chat with the list again, I'll be happy to share anything I can.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right, bud. Take care of yourself. See you.
Bye.
Bye.